Oh shit, can I tell you something I just found out?
Yes.
Okay, man, this is actually really cool. You should research this. Did I tell you about the Cacophony Society?
No, what's that?
Okay, man, so the guys who like at least partially started Burning Man were called the Cacophony Society. And it was this group of people that do the funniest fucking things together, and it's really fascinating. They call it culture jamming, but like for example, they do this. Have you ever heard of the salmon run?
No, what's that?
They dress up in giant salmon outfits and run the wrong way in races.
That's hilarious.
Dude,
they run towards the crowd?
They run just the opposite direction. So you'll see a marathon and these salmon are running like that. There it is.
That is so funny. That's so funny.
That's the Cacophony.
They're running upstream. They're high-fiving people.
Yeah.
And people let them go through. They're not mad. That's good.
That's the Cacophony Society, man.
That's funny, man.
But these are the guys who started Burning Man, and Chuck Palahniuk, that's where he got the inspiration for Fight Club, because he was
Burning Man?
No, the Cacophony Society, because he was in the Cacophony Society. He's one of them. But like their motto is, you may already be a member, and anybody can start their own branch. But it's like really, really funny. Like if you look up all the stuff they've done, man, it's really trippy. Like they said, one of the things they did was they set up clowns at every stop along a bus route, so that every time the bus picked people up, it picked up a new clown. But the clowns wouldn't acknowledge each other. Like they just happened to be getting on the same bus.
Oh, fucking strange.
It's cool though, because what it like, I mean, I'm not going to try to get into their theory about it, because they actually have a pretty deep philosophical, like, or it seems to be a fairly deep philosophy that a lot of it's really hard to understand for me. But Dadaism is part of it, and this concept of this thing called the zone. Actually, Hakim-based temporary autonomous zone is kind of related to this idea that you can create these little bubbles that temporarily sort of where the normal rules of society just don't exist in that moment. And so people who get to be in that bubble with you get to experience a kind of respite from the never-ending flow of society, which can produce like huge changes in a person's life, to suddenly no longer be afflicted with the humdrum, normal, day-to-day, materialistic, consumeristic bullshit that we call everyday life, to create a tiny little bubble where that doesn't exist, and where you're like, there are two rules. I don't know if you can call them rules, but their rules are: you don't do a cacophonous event for money, and you don't do it to promote your religion. So you're doing this for no reason other than like subversions for subversion's sake. So there's the profit that you're getting from it is just the incredible moment that you find yourself in a salmon outfit running the opposite way. But what it does is it temporarily disrupts the hypnotic trance that a lot of people are in. Like when they're living, you're just...
And this is by design? That's what they're trying to do, or they're just having fun? It looks like they're just having fun running against the crowd of marathon runners. And they're in salmon outfits.
Yeah, it is for fun, but then there's like theory behind it.
So they've actually this is something that they've written out and contemplated and acted on.
There's a great book called Tales of the Cacophony Society that I'm reading that's so fucking funny.
How long have they been around for?
They've been around since they're pre-Burning Man, so I guess they've been around for like mid-'80s or something like that. And prior to that, there was something called the Suicide Club, they're an offshoot of this group in San Francisco called the Suicide Club, which was like an actual secret society that if you wanted to be a member, you had to get your affairs in order, like you were going to commit suicide.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's really cool. And like, really cool. But then the Cacophony Society sort of emerged. Their history is fucking hilarious, though. The history of them is so funny. And like, if you look at like the early Burning Man that the Cacophonists were involved in, holy shit. They had like a drive-by shooting range. So like they would like drive in cars blasting at targets. Dude, they were launching flaming fucking pianos out of catapults out in the middle of the desert.
Oh my God.
Like they were, and people were getting hurt, man. Like,
I wonder why.
Yeah, but like they were like, they were badass. And
it sounds like if Hunter S. Thompson started a religion.
Exactly. That's a great way to put it. And I'll tell you, man, he probably knew of them. And if he didn't know of them, he would have been like, oh, I'm one of them. And like,
you could be one of them. You don't have to even join up.
You start your own. We started a branch.
Today, right?
Well,
when did we start one?
Well, we just started a second branch. I started a branch.
With who?
Well, it's called the Ukrainian branch of the LA Cacophony Society. And
why Ukrainian?
What?
Why Ukrainian?
Well, we had the last meeting. We had our final meeting at Gelson's on Hyperion. So
you guys have meetings?
Well, we had our last meeting. So we had the final meeting.
How many meetings did you have all told?
One.
Who's we?
Me and a bunch of people. I just put it out on Twitter.
Who are the people?
Me, Brendan Walsh, and then like a group of like some other people from Burning Man who I know, and then just some people who responded to the tweet. But you
guys all met at Gelson's
in pajamas. We met at we met at Gelson's. Gelson's noshing and imbibing bar in pajamas.
Oh my god!
And then we did. So the plan was, we met there, we had drinks, and it was automatically it was so weird driving to do it. Like I'm like, well, you definitely have lost your mind, man. You're out of your fucking mind. Like this Cacophony idea, it's crazy. I don't know why you're fucking doing this. So I ended up thinking like, you feel crazy driving to Gelson's in pajamas. So you get there, and all of a sudden the people at the bar are looking like, what the fuck is happening? Like, suddenly there's this group of people standing at the bar in fucking pajamas, and then what
do your pajamas look like?
I wore Captain America pajamas. So
fuck yeah, Duncan.
Yeah, but then what we did is Brendan Walsh, because like he was we had him give this speech. Because like I was like, everybody, I don't want this meeting, our final meeting, to be cut up and how Brendan Walsh ruined the Ukrainian branch of the LA Cacophony Society. So let's just not think about that. And then he gives a speech and he reads the entirety of Tiger Woods' cheating apology. So suddenly this dude in pajamas is reading Tiger Woods' cheating apology in front of a group of people in pajamas who, whenever Brendan would say one of like Tiger's weird apologies, everyone would applaud and then shush ourselves at the same time. So it's like claps and like, shh, let him talk. And so, and then we sang fucking Do You Want to Build a Snowman from Frozen. And then we fucking left.
That's perfect. Did you film it?
Well, we have some. Yeah, we have.
Did you have a film of this?
I have a film of it. I'll send it to you. I don't know where it is. It's not online, but yeah, man, that's what we did.
Wear pajamas or bathrobes. We will tell stories of the good times our society shared, offer final toasts, and sing Do You Want to Build a Snowman? Meet at Noshing and Imbibing the Gelson's Bar. Holy shit. Bring sleeping bags.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
That is so ridiculous.
It was really fucking great. We were going to do another meeting, though. We're going to have...
You are?
Well, yeah, we're going to have a meeting of the new...
The new branch?
The new Ukrainian branch of the LA Cacophony Society. But we haven't figured out what that is yet. But
why is it Ukrainian?
What?
Why Ukrainian?
Well, I don't know. They have to be. The whole point of the thing, though, which is really beautiful. So, like, because I got on all this shit happened because, like, I realized, like, okay, well, Burning Man was the coolest thing I ever experienced. And then I traced that back to the Cacophony Society. And then I kept hearing this guy's name, John Law. So, like, I found him and I emailed him. And then he just wrote back, like, yeah, just call me. Here's my number. And then I called him. And then we started talking about how what the events were like. And he said, the main thing about it is inclusivity. He's like, this is what makes it so cool, is that we if you really form a branch, this is more of an experiment, but if you really do it, then everybody who decides to participate, they come up with their own events, So like everyone's like, all right, we're going to be doing this next Tuesday. If you want to come. If you don't come. The following Tuesday, we're going to be doing this. But there's no like pushing people out. It's like if whoever wants to be involved, let them be involved. And then everyone kind of gathers together in this little weird bubble that forms, which is like, dude, when you're in pajamas at Gelson's watching people, it's what we were talking about earlier. what is the sane way to live, right? So when you're in Gelson's wearing pajamas, singing Do You Want to Build a Snowman, and you look out and people are kind of like walking with their shoulders down to buy their evening groceries, and they're just kind of like look over at you, they get the biggest smile on their face. They don't know what's fucking happening. We don't know what's happening, but it feels so cool. It's like a really like exciting moment of like really minor rebellion that has no impact ultimately in the flow of society. But in that tiny moment, it's like, fuck, we're in zero gravity here, man.
Yeah, I mean, a coordinated effort like that with a bunch of people in pajamas singing Do You Want to Build a Snowman out of nowhere would make everybody smile.
Yeah.
It's one of those, like, what in the fuck are these guys doing?
Yeah. And dude, you'd look over because like it was right next to the deli. So like people were like sitting at the deli pretending to like be eating their dinner, but they kept looking over at like Brendan giving the Tiger Woods speech. But that's the other that's the other cool idea that they came up with, man, which was it's like the way we do entertainment right now is so weird because it's like, and I guess thank God for it because it's our jobs, but like people pay a cover and they go in and there's the audience that sits and the audience that, and the comedian that talks or the entertainer that talks, and there's this weird distance between the two. And it's like, so that relationship between entertainer and entertained, their idea is like, let's merge it together so that we're entertaining each other for no reason other than like, let's just fucking get together and like see what happens, you know? Now, this was a non-risky thing. Like a lot of their thing is like elevate the risk, elevate the risk, elevate the risk. To the more you elevate the risk, the more it's like a crucible kind of that really brings people together, which is, I think, the idea of taking people out to the fucking desert originally. It's like, let's just take a group of these people.
Launch flaming pianos with a catapult. I want to bring up, before I forget, Brendan Walsh is one of my favorite stunts that he did. This gives you an indication of what kind of sense of humor he has. He put a fake Whole Foods sign in Silver Lake.
Yeah.
He wanted people to think that a Whole Foods was coming to Silver. I mean, there might be one now, but he did this a long time ago.
Yeah.
And there was a lot. It was an empty lot. So he had a sign made with the Whole Foods logo, put coming soon on it.
Yeah, there it is.
And he set it up on the fence, and people were so psyched.
Yep. That is Brendan Walsh, man. That's what his sense of humor is like. And it's so cool. And dude, that's why when I read this book.
Look at this right there. Look at the top of it. Did the Silver Lake Whole Foods Hoke prankster reveal his plans on a podcast? Oh, he did it on What the Fuck with Mark Maron. That's when he revealed it, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
He's so fucking funny.
He's so funny, man.
He's such a trip.
He's so, and dude, he commits to this. The other thing that he does is he fully commits to this. And I mean, I'm not saying like he does a lot of stuff and he doesn't care if people know. And that is, to me, another really cool thing about him.
He's a funny comic too.
Yeah,
he's a funny dude.
He's
all around funny dude. Like funny dude for that kind of shit. Just the way his mind works. What did he do recently? He went up somewhere. I want to say it's the Improv maybe, and he had them introduce him as one of his friends. He went up and he did that guy's act. He told that guy's jokes. He pretended he was him.
That's so good.
He's so fucking silly.
Yeah,
so silly.
Yeah, and he commits 100%, man. Because like when you're standing in fucking pajamas and a goddamn Gelson's reading Tiger Woods' 10-minute cheat speech and you don't back down, it's cool. But anyway, yeah, Tales for the Cacophony Society. You guys look into it, man, because it's pretty cool. And anyone can form a branch. Anyone listening, you can start your own branch. You could just do it, and it's really fun.
Sounds like fun. I don't know about the Ukrainian thing though.
Well, why?
They might have copyright on that.
What?
You might not be able to call something Ukrainian.
Well, that was our last meeting, so it doesn't matter. It's
okay.
over.
Well, you resolved your differences with the Ukraine, so we'll let it go.
Yeah, it's over.